Hey,
So,
everybody. Stacy's here with HubCats Chelsea. I also am part of the Community Cats podcast, and I am with Alyssa Krieger of the MSPCA, and she is the manager of community outreach at the MSPCA in Boston. And it is June 30th. We are recording this interview. And is it hot in your neighborhood?
it's warm. It's very warm.
I would
So,
assume being community outreach, you're like outdoors a lot and going outside and all that kind of stuff. And I wanted to chat with you a little bit today about like how folks can um, take care of making sure that their animals don't get overheated. I mean, we've talked about the cars, and I know Kara Holmquist, well, she put Laura Hagen in a car and melted to show, how animals, get impacted when they're stuck in a car. So I think we can be pretty clear to say
yeah. I'm glad I don't work for Kara today.
I know exactly that, really, really don't leave your pets in your cars during this kind of
Yep.
weather. So we think that's obvious, but maybe it's not so
Yeah.
obvious because people drive around. Do you still run into that happening at the MSPCA where people are leaving their pets in the cars?
I don't see it. I'm sure some people see it. I mean, even in this kind of heat, you're not actually supposed to leave your pets outside either. So when it is this hot, the recommendation is also not to leave your pets even out in the yard, because it's so hot. Although I guess if you don't have air conditioning,
It's going to be hot
maybe that,
wherever you are, right?
but yeah, it's real warm.
Right. And I
Sure.
would assume, obviously, like with us, we want to make sure that our pets have lots of access to water. And like if you're like I had a cat that loved dragging the water bowl like kind of around the kitchen and banging at it and all that other stuff. So if you have an animal that does that kind of stuff, and I would assume dogs probably can do it even more than that, make sure you have a lot of alternative water locations.
Yeah, this time of year, like, well, fortunately, my husband's still working from home, so he can fill up the water bowl. But between my dog and my cat, if we're both going to be out for the day, I'll leave two bowls nice and cool. Um, and like the water fountains are great too. Like anything to encourage your pets to drink more because they might not necessarily just drink more because it's hot out, but just like with us, we should drink more when we're hot. And, the more they can drink, the better off they're going to be. So moving water fountains are a really great way to encourage, especially cats, they sit at your sink and just, they want to drink the moving water. So the fountains can be really helpful. Or just throwing some ice cubes, or even like just freezing a bowl of water and then putting it out so that they can like lick just ice. Some animals will really love that. So whatever you can do.
Keep everybody cool, right? And I would assume for those animals that do end up being outside, that shading is important, or being in a place where there's breeze and that kind of thing too.
Yeah, totally. Totally. Definitely shouldn't, nobody should be out in the direct sun right now. So definitely lots of shade. Make sure it's grass because the pavement gets really hot. If you're walking your dogs, definitely be aware that the pavement is super hot right now. And you can actually they can get burns on their feet. So keeping walks to a minimum or keeping, like your longer walks in the early hours or the later hours when it's not like the sun's not shining directly on the sidewalk, because we definitely see pets coming with burns on their feet from such hot sidewalks. So something to be really thoughtful of or like mindful of right now as well.
What about getting the backyard hose out and spraying them and yourself down?
I know I'm doing it for my 2-year-old kid, so I guess it depends on the dog. I think my dog would probably like hate me forever if I did that to him, but if your dog likes the water, then yeah, like kiddie pools. My dog doesn't like the hose, but he'll definitely sit in my son's kiddie pool. So getting out the kiddie pool, getting out the sprinkler, just fans, even if you don't have air conditioning in your house, like making sure there's a fan that's on pet level that your pet can not be forced to be in front of, but can choose to be in front of if they want to. Like, I think whatever you're doing to cool yourself or in this heat, like it's a good idea to give your pets an option rather than like putting them in a crate with a fan blowing on them might be too much or uncomfortable for them, but giving them the option to sort of move spaces to keep themselves comfortable.
What about I know some people do summer cuts with their dogs. Is that recommended?
Probably, yeah, and cats too. You can get a nice lion cut going. I think it depends on the breed. Some breed people get like, don't cut my dog. So I think there's some, for some breeds, there's like, well, actually having the coat makes like the airflow underneath and the things and the poodles and your Shih Tzus and your like those types of really long haired dogs. Yeah, a haircut in the summer, or your really, really fluffy cats too, like definitely can be a good way to keep them comfortable. Never with scissors though. Haircuts should be done either by a professional or with like buzzers, like hair buzzers. But never, ever, ever take scissors to your pet. The number of times that we've seen, like, you pull it out, you go like this, and then you've actually cut skin. Like, so you get these big circles of cut skin. So rate like shavers. I don't know what the word is for that right this moment. It's too hot for me to think, but buzzers. But never scissors. So if you're gonna do it yourself, just don't do scissors. Could I say that one more time? Don't use scissors on your pet to cut their hair ever, ever, ever.
Got it. We'll make sure we've got that in bold in the show notes too.
Yeah.
I wanted to take a little bit of a step away too, because I was just thinking, we've got 4th of July heading up here too. And I know this video might release a little bit after 4th of July, but you know, I sometimes feel like the fireworks never end. It like kind of goes all summer long. Everybody feels
Yeah,
like they
don't
have to get
worry.
permission for
There'll
the
be fireworks until September. Yes, until September there will be fireworks.
So
Fireworks are so stressful for pets. They're so stressful for so many people too. Keep your pets inside. White noise machines. If your pet's really stressed, like, try and stay with them. Make sure they have a place to hide. Some pets get like so stressed that they'll like jump through windows. So like a crate maybe. But if your pet is really stressed by a crate, then not a crate. But definitely white noise machines or like TV going, like something else noise wise.
What about thunder shirts or those kinds of things? Are those helpful for dogs
Yeah,
or not necessarily?
I think they can be, and they make them for cats too. I think it like depends on the dog and the level of anxiety that they have. Like the what's the Fellaway is actually pretty helpful for cats. So like the Fellaway, like the diffusers or the sprays can be good for cats. The thunder shirts might help. They definitely help some pets. I can't imagine that they're still selling them if they never helped anybody. So if your pet is really stressed by them, that's definitely a thing to try. The Fellaway diffusers, we did some like studies with them in the shelter, like comparing animals that were using it and not. And we really did see a pretty good, like, significant decrease in stress for cats who like had the Fellaway. So that's a good thing to do this time of year for cats. I don't know so much about. I think the Adaptal, the dog version of that is. I'm not sure. I can't speak to the efficacy of that one, but thunder shirts, just being with them, giving them treats, like giving them like put a Kong full of peanut butter, and with the heat, put a Kong full of peanut butter and freeze it. Give them a double, like something else to think about. If they're not so stressed that they won't eat, then giving them a distraction from that can be helpful too.
Right. And
don't keep them in your yard. Yeah. And if you do lose your dog or cat, which so many people will, like, animal control will be full this time of year. Make sure to report it to animal control, to the MSPCA, to Animal Rescue League if you've lost a pet. Because if you're reporting those animals lost, also microchip your pet so that when they do get out at the 4th of July because of fireworks, it'll be easier to return them. The MSPCA does $15 microchipping. You can just call us and make an appointment to do that. But definitely having your pet microchipped as a backup to the panic that happens at 4th of July. It's definitely the highest number of stray pets coming into animal control this time of year.
So if you have a pet and you need assistance with getting them vaccinated or spayed or neutered? What are your recommendations?
Um, there are so many different programs out there, and there are so many programs that are specific to certain areas that it can be a little bit daunting to navigate. I think the MAC website has really good information about spay and neuter. You can certainly visit our website. We have lots of different programs depending on where you live. The Animal Rescue League has the wellness wagon in lots of areas. So I would check out probably our website, which is mspca.org. I would check out the MAC website, and I would check out the Animal Rescue League, which is arlboston.org, to kind of look at what programs are available. And try and, like, there's so many different things out there. It's really at this point, like, so hard to find a compiled, like, concise list of everything. So you kind of have to dig around a little.
And
advice. Sorry,
easy,
it's not very good advice.
I know, an easy find is spaymass.org, which goes to that MAC website. So it's spaymass.org, and it just moves you straight into that list that they have for the statewide for Massachusetts. So for those that are above and beyond. And then for folks that are in Chelsea that need assistance with spaying and neutering their cats and dogs, they can just reach out to us at hubcatschelsea@gmail.com, and we can tell you all things that you need to do, or go to hubcatschelsea.com on the website, and you'll see everything that you need in order to be able to get hooked in with the MSPCA for spay neuter appointments and all that kind of stuff. And I also want to do a big shout out and a thank you to the MSPCA for jumping on board with helping St. Luke's as well as the Salvation Army. We are big food people, pet food, dog food, cat food, and little cat litter. Making sure Chelsea is supported with regards to that. You've been involved now for almost a year and a half now with them. And so I just want to publicly thank you all for really jumping on board and helping support
honestly
them.
We want to help. We want to thank them for doing all the real work of distributing all that food. That's it's a massive undertaking, and we're so grateful that they're willing to do it for the community. So thanks to St. Luke's and Salvation Army in Chelsea.
Excellent. Anything else you want to share with our listeners, Alyssa, before we sign off?
Drink water. Drink so much water. It's so hot.
Excellent. Keep everybody hydrated. Popsicles, ice cubes, anything frozen.
Chicken broth in popsicle trays, or like ice cube trays. It's a good. I don't know why I didn't think of that before, but chicken broth in ice cube trays is a great.
Excellent. All right. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a great day.